Major Slack Videos.
Yeah, this is fun.
Shut up, Pee-wee.
Okay.
Oh yeah, my name is Major Slack. Thanks for joining me again, and this is Shadow of War. Shadow of War, the sequel to the action-adventure Batman-style Shadow of Mordor, is now out. It's been out for a couple of weeks, and I finally got a couple days off from my extremely busy video production schedule. Yeah, busier than a rented donkey, but yeah, I finally got a couple days off to binge on this game, and wow, what a game. I love it. I have to admit I was a little skeptical at first, seeing as how some of the gameplay centers around what I would call team combat. You know, where you have to build an army and then take that army and raid a fortress and whatnot. But yeah, I'm now about, I would say, about 15 hours in, deep into Act 2. Took down my first fortress with my army of orcs, and I have to say I am impressed. I thought it was a total riot. What's new in Shadow of War? A lot. Man, no one can accuse the developers of not bringing anything new to the table this time. It's like a completely different game in some ways. This video is not about major new additions to the game, such as new enemies or the ability to build an army or raid enemy fortresses. That will be covered in later videos. This is more about some key differences that fans of Shadow of Mordor might notice with just general combat and general gameplay and managing resources and whatnot. This is not an exhaustive list of all the differences, but rather some of the stuff that either really threw me for a loop or just kind of like, you know, took me by surprise. And for those of you who don't know, I played Shadow of Mordor to 100% completion. I rarely do this. Okay, I never do this, yeah. But I actually played Shadow of Mordor to 100% completion. So needless to say, I know that game inside and out. Let's start with the thing that surprised me most about Shadow of War, and that is you no longer earn XP for killing regular orcs. Okay, let's just take a look at the skills screen here. I currently have 192 XP. Let's go kill a few orcs. There's some orcs. That's a captain. Let's kill this guy. That's a kill. That's a kill. And that's a kill. Here, that's 3 kills. Any XP? 0. Still at 192 XP. Yet you get no XP for killing regular orcs. About the only thing you can earn. This really threw me for a loop. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not about, you know, me complaining that it's hard to earn XP. This is about, you know, it's easy to earn XP. There's tons of XP in the game. It's not about that. It's about having the incentive to take on orcs, like regular orcs. This right here, what you're looking at, is about your only incentive. Random item drops. Random item and or money drops. Now, sometimes the game throws item and money drops at you, like, you know, all the time. Other times you go into these droughts where you rarely see them. So it's completely unpredictable. But yeah, that for me really changed the game. No longer earning XP for killing regular orcs. Regarding loot drops, I shouldn't say completely unpredictable. I should say somewhat unpredictable. There is a method of determining which orcs have guaranteed loot. Just go into Wraith World and see which ones are highlighted. Because I just went to Wraith World and he said that orc was highlighted white. See that one right there? He's guaranteed to have some loot. So kill him, boom, you get some loot. Yeah, but all other loot drops are random. So just like intel guys are highlighted green, loot guys are highlighted white. So if you want to go hunting for loot, see there's another one right there. I think he's behind a wall or something. Yep, there he is right there. That's an orc that's guaranteed to have loot. Do a ground execution. He's dead and he coughs up a gem. Yeah, so that's one incentive for hunting orcs or battling orcs. Let's talk more about XP. Let's roll back to Shadow of Mordor. 2014, Shadow of Mordor came out, the predecessor to Shadow of War. Here we have the ability screen loaded up, and in Shadow of Mordor they had a kind of double point system. They had the XP point system, and they had the power point system. XP you earn by killing enemies, any enemy, and or captains, or completing missions. Level up, earn enough XP, level up, earn an ability point, and you can use that to buy any of these abilities. But the abilities were all tiered, okay? You only start out with the first tier unlocked, and then all the other tiers were locked. And in order to unlock each tier, you had to earn enough power points, alright? So this gave you incentive to go out into the gamescape, kill captains, and do these so-called power missions, alright? That's the way it worked in Shadow of Mordor. Alright, now let's fast forward to 2017, Shadow of War. Power points have been completely eliminated. Now, with the skills you have in Shadow of War, getting it mixed up, Shadow of War now has this a more familiar skill tree. Okay, so here are all the skill trees. There's just an XP system. You earn XP, you earn a skill point, and you can buy any of these skills. And they're all like lined up, you know, like typical skill trees. So you buy this one, that unlocks this one, buy this one, that unlocks this one, buy that one, that unlocks that one, etc., etc. See, these are all separate skill trees. And they also have what they call upgrades. So you can buy a skill, and then you can buy an upgrade to that skill. And this also costs a skill point. Okay, so each skill typically has 2 or 3 upgrades. Alright? And most of these upgrades are level locked. So you have to get to a certain level before you can even buy that upgrade. And on top of which, each skill, even though it has 2 or 3, like multiple upgrades available, you can only have one active at a time. So let's say, for example, I bought this upgrade and I bought this upgrade. They would both be like, you know, available for activation, but I could only activate one at a time. And in order to get the upgrades for it, like I said, you have to spend the skill point. So that's the way that works. Back to the game. No more herbs. There are no more herbs around the gamescape. How do you recover health? By draining. Once again, you get the drain skill right from the beginning by default. Let's just get damaged by this orc here. Go ahead. Smack me. Hit me. There we go. You see my health bar is that semicircular red bar on the left side of my minimap in the bottom left corner of the screen. Okay, that red bar, that's your health bar. You no longer collect herbs to refill your health. There are no herbs. What you have to do is drain. Drain an enemy, and it recovers your health. That's the way it works now. What about elf shot? As you can see, my elf shot counter is also on the minimap. Bottom left corner of the screen, you see 5 out of 5. That's my elf shot. That's how many arrows I have. Now, let's just shoot some arrows. Okay, so there. I used up 3 arrows. I only have 2 out of 5. In Shadow of Mordor, you drained enemies to recover elf shot. There, I did a successful drain. See what happened to my elf shot? Nothing. It's still 2 out of 5. Yep, you can no longer drain enemies to recover elf shot. Now you have to rely on elf shot pickups. There's some over there. Now, admittedly, there are, I wouldn't say a lot, but there's enough. But when you're in the heat of battle, you're trying to find these elf shot pickups, which only appear on the mini-map. They don't appear on the regular map. Okay, let's just boot up the regular map here. Yeah, you can't use the regular map to find elf shot pickups. So they only appear in the mini-map, and trying to find them in the heat of a battle sometimes is really problematic. I find often problematic. Yeah. So yeah, you can no longer drain to get your elf shot back. Default skills. Remember strike from above, get above an orc like this. He's highlighted in red. And you can do a stealth kill. Now you get that by default. Right from the get-go. Yeah. You don't have to spend a skill point on it anymore. Grab Tackle, grab, and shank is back. You do that by default. Here's a guy. Tackle, grab, and shank. You do that right from the get-go. Race stun is, you know, you can do it, right? But you can't follow it up with flurry strikes. That's been taken away. You could do that by default in Shadow of Mordor. You didn't have to spend any skill points on it. Race stun, and then you could follow it up by a whole bunch of like flurry strikes. Can't do that anymore. You have to spend a skill point to get a kind of an equivalent. Let's do that right now. Go to character. I believe here it's Wraith. Here, Ice Storm. This is it. So if you want to get the equivalent of Wraith Stun follow up with Flurry Strikes, you have to spend 3 skill points to get it. Okay? There we go. Ice Storm. Now this is exactly like Wraith Stun, Flurry Strike. Tournament Ice. And quickly build up your combo meter. Another cool thing they give you by default right near the beginning of the game is this two-handed weapon. Just charge it up, just hold down the attack button, and when it appears, let go of the attack button, and anybody that is within range gets knocked down. It's devastating. And then you set guys up for ground execution. Ground execution is back, by the way. It still takes time to do, and it can still be interrupted. Yeah, I love that. They call it the glaive. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Unlike Shadow of Mordor, you start off with the ability to shoot grog barrels and make them explode. Only grog barrels, not fires. Let's find a grog barrel. You get this right by default, right from the beginning. There's a grog barrel over there. Shoot it with an arrow. And ba-boom. You get that right from the beginning. And the visual effects are just fantastic. Be advised that when you shoot grog barrels, Talion is no longer immune to fire or explosions. So if you're going to shoot a grog barrel, be prepared to take some heat. Alright, see his health bar is going down and he's on fire. Yeah, Talion is no longer immune to fire and explosions. If you want the ability to shoot fires and make them blow up, you're going to have to spend a skill point, even 2 if you want it exactly the way it used to be. Fortunately, it's right near the beginning of the skill tree. Go down here to the beginning of range, spend a skill point to get the detonate skill, and this will allow you to shadow strike or teleport yourself into the fire. Alright, and that will blow it up. If you want the ability to just simply shoot the fire remotely, you're going to have to spend another skill point to get the bursting arrow upgrade. Alright, so that's 2 skill points to return it to exactly the way it used to be with the detonate skill in Shadow of Mordor. Let's just get that right now, the detonate skill. And this is the one that allows you to teleport yourself into a fire. It's kind of weird. But if you, at least if you do this, you're immune to the explosion. So let's just sucker these guys to come over here. Teleport in. Ba-boom. Blows everybody to smithereens. And you stay safe. But like I said, you're going to have to spend another skill point to upgrade it so that you can just simply shoot the fire from a distance and make it blow up. Unlike Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War... Uh-oh. Orcs can climb a lot better. If you remember in Shadow of Mordor, you can just climb up somewhere, hunker down, go into stealth mode, and that'd be the end of it. That'd be the end of the story. Watch what happens. Yeah, these guys will come right up after you. Yeah. Anywhere. Yeah, it's a lot more dangerous. So it's no more like, you know, fooling them with a little bit of like, you know, Spider-Man stuff. They'll come up right after you. In Shadow of Mordor, every successful hit you did built up your hit streak, it was known as. Basically a combo, okay? Once your combo counter hit 8, you could do a special move, typically an execution. The combo counter has returned, but it's just good for building up damage. There's my combo counter. It's the same deal. Do successful hits. Continue to do successful hits without getting hit yourself, and your combo meter builds up. See, now it's at 10. All that's good for is just like the higher your combo meter, the more damage you do with your melee attacks. What they've replaced the charged hit streak with is called a might meter. If you look at the top of my mini map, okay, bottom left corner, there's an orange bar there. That's called your might. Now it's charged. Okay? Once that's charged, you can do an execution. You see, and it just bottomed out. Now, the great thing about this, you charge it up by doing hits. Same way, you know, just do combos. Keep building it up. Note that when you miss, here I hit, it builds up. When you miss, it depletes it. See that? See, it's going down. Yeah, every time you miss, it depletes it. Once it's full, you can do an execution.
Dark Lord's gaze is upon me. Your death will please him. My God, that way.
Down goes that captain. Okay, you see my might meter is almost full. Let's just fill it up just for posterity. Okay, now it's full. Now I'm running away. Notice something? Yeah, the might meter stays full. It's not connected to your combo meter anymore. You don't have to maintain a combo streak. You don't have to maintain a hit streak. It stays full. You can use it anytime you like now. You can just like go off to the wild blue yonder, go into a completely different fight, carry your full might meter, and use an execution on someone else. See, it stays full. Once it's full, it can be depleted if you do. If you miss attacks. So make sure you don't miss attacks, because it'll deplete it. But like I said, you can carry it around with you, which is great. Because in Shadow of Mordor, once you got an execution happening, when your hit streak was charged, you had to use it up pretty much within a couple seconds, otherwise it would go away. Either that or you had to keep your combo going. Okay, so you see my combo disappeared, hit streak disappeared, but my might meter is still full. I could just go use this on a completely different person. Yeah, I really love that ability. This is great. All the infinite weapon powers are gone. In Shadow of Mordor, you had this thing where you could buy special infinite weapon powers, where for 10 or 15 seconds you would have like unlimited executions, unlimited arrows and focus, and unlimited stealth kills. That's been replaced by this new thing called Elven Rage. If you look down in the bottom left corner of the screen to the minimap, see this turquoise blue meter that's almost full. That's your Elven Rage meter. You fill up this meter by getting kills. Okay, only kills will fill up this meter. See, so it's almost full. And I'm gonna fire up my glaive. swinging around. That's to get another kill, and that's going to fill it up completely. Ba-boom. Now it's full. Alright. Now, anytime I choose to, you know, activate it, I can activate what is called Elven Rage. And for approximately 10 seconds, you can do unlimited executions. And it's pretty cool. So here, I'm just gonna like try to sucker all these orcs, because that's not enough. You could probably get about maybe a dozen kills. It's pretty fast. So I'm gonna try to sucker these orcs over into another batch of orcs, and then wipe them all out using Elven Rage. Okay, walk this way. Here's some more orcs. Get them all nicely grouped together. Right about here. Activate Elven Rage. Ba-boom. And wipe them all out. It's kind of weird the way he does it too. He even uses like bow kills too. As long as you're within rage. So wipe them all out. That's your unlimited weapon power. But like I said, you have to charge it by getting kills.
Get to the good stuff, Slack.
Okay, let's get to the good stuff. A radical departure from Shadow of Mordor is Shadow of War now has weapons, armor, and special gear. Okay, go to your inventory. Yeah, in Shadow of Mordor, you only had one bow, one dagger, one sword, and that's it. You kept the same bow, the same dagger, and the same sword throughout the whole game, and that was it. There was like, you know, you didn't really upgrade them or anything, and that was it. It was all about other stuff in Shadow of Mordor. But in Shadow of War, you now have gear, and you already see me pick up gear from various orcs, and you get mostly weapons and armor and good gear from killing captains. Alright, see, if you go to your inventory, just back out here, here's the pause menu, go to your inventory, and you see all your gear. Alright, so now you have a variety of swords that you can pick up in your travels, a variety of daggers, a variety of bows, each with its own stats. You have armor with a maximum health stat. You have a hood, I think it's called a shroud, a cloak, which has a stealth stat. And you have, this is kind of a spoiler, sorry about this, but this you get later on. You get a ring, which gives you other stats. And all of these items they have slots which you can purchase, each for 1,000 Mirian each. Okay, you purchase a slot, and in the slot you could put a special gem of various types, which will give the weapon or armor even more powers. And everything about, you know, weapons, armor, and special gear is like, it's beyond the scope of this video right now. I can't go into detail about everything. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. You now have weapons and armor, and you swap out these weapons and armor and attach gems to them and upgrade them and have all kinds of special powers. And the weapons and armor are graded according to 4 different categories: common, rare. Do I have them all here? I believe I have them all. Common, rare, epic, and the purple one, legendary. Alright? And, you know, as you go up, higher up, you get better and better stats from all these weapons and armor. Alright? So you pick those up from item drops from killing orcs, and mostly from killing captains. The higher level the captain, the better gear you get. You can also get gear if you're playing online by going to the marketplace. Right, so go to the marketplace.
Boo, microtransactions, boo, boo, boo. You're selling out, Slack. What a sellout, boo, boo. Microtransactions are evil. Microtransactions are evil, boo.
All right. Calm down. I'm not going to buy any microtransactions. I'm just showing you can actually spend the in-game money to buy stuff in the marketplace. Everything that's highlighted in silver, you can buy with the in-game money. Alright? So let's say, for example, this war chest here. You can buy this. If you have 1,500 Mirian, you can buy that, and you get everything that's listed here. Or you could buy a loot chest. This is more, buy a loot chest, and it contains 2 pieces of gear, including at least 1 rare, and it's completely random, so you just take your chances. So let's just buy that, purchase an open chest, see what we got. And Shazam, we got a bow and a ring. So you take your chance to spend the in-game money and get some loot. Alright? in the marketplace. The thing that everybody is all up in arms about, the so-called microtransactions, everything that's highlighted in gold, you have to spend. Actually, you don't have to, but typically you would spend real money. Okay, you buy this here, okay, gold. Okay, you pay real money to get gold, and then you can buy any of these gold chests if you have like enough money. But there's actually other ways of earning gold without having to spend your own money. I believe all of them are related to doing online challenges, or like, you know, like you pit your fort against other people's forts and people raid them, and if you're successful, you can earn gold. Okay, but it's all online. But other than that, you actually have to spend your own money to buy these gold chests, and that's what everybody's all up in arms about. I don't see why. I don't give a rat's arse about this. If you don't like it, don't buy it. That's my opinion. I'm not going to buy it. I would personally would not enjoy buying something that would offer me a strategic advantage in the game. I would much rather just play the game and get good at the game than to have to pay money for something that would offer me a strategic advantage. That's my only, you know, that's the only reason why I don't like microtransactions. This whole thing about, you know, paying money to buy something after having bought the game, I don't really care that much about that. I don't really care much about that, you know, but a lot of people are really up in arms about this whole microtransactions things. But yeah, that's what that's all about. But you can spend your in-game money to buy stuff in the market. All the silver mark stuff you can buy with your in-game money, which I think is perfectly, you know, morally correct, if you will. I don't know how video gaming became so injected with moral authority. It sickens me. It's just, anyways, rant over. I'm not going to get into that. While we're here in the menu screen, the pause menu, there's one more thing that you probably very, very interested in. There is now a toggle stealth option. If you recall correctly from Shadow of Mordor, this was a glaring omission in the game. You actually had to hold down the stealth button all the time to keep tallying in stealth, which was a real pain. Even on the console, I heard it was real pain. You know, you couldn't just like press it once and have them go into stealth and then have your hands free from the stealth button. They now have a toggle stealth option, okay? It's kind of hidden. And somebody who's on the console version, post a comment please and tell me if it's the same, because it's hidden under the mouse settings. Now, if you're on the console, I don't know if that's marked as the mouse, but it's the fifth one over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, mouse settings. Scroll down to the bottom of mouse settings and you see here, toggle stealth. Click to check that and your stealth button will now be a toggle. So you just have to tap it once and Talion will go into stealth, and then your hands are free from the stealth button. Tap it again, Talion will come out of stealth. Yeah, that's a huge improvement over Shadow of Mordor. And I think that's about it. I'm kind of running out of video production time today, and I still haven't done a Skyrim video yet. So yeah, I think that I'm going to call it for this video. That's pretty much, like I said, that's not an exhaustive list of all the differences, but those are the major differences that you're going to see when you first start playing Shadow of War. Post a comment if you want to see some more Shadow of War videos. And I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and see you next video. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes, alright? Thanks a lot, really appreciate it.